All right, we're back with one-on-one with DjTmos, and I have a special guest once again. He goes by the name of Shnaste. Right now, the topic is going to be single women and why they continue to be single women. So, one thing that I noticed amongst single women that I see on my Facebook in particular is constantly complaining about the men that they choose to date. Men are dogs. This guy did that. This guy did the other. My kid's father's a loser. He doesn't ever see them. It's all his fault that we're in the situation that we're in. The one thing that I see that correlates with all these arguments is you are the one that keeps fucking these losers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And if you've got 3 kids by 3 different dudes, you should learn by the first guy, maybe the second guy, but definitely the third guy. We've confirmed that you just don't give a fuck about life.
Sometimes they don't stop at the third guy.
They keep going.
They keep going.
I know a handful of girls that actually have kids by multiple men, never even got married.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Of course, that's the man's fault, you know, because he wanted it. I've heard that phrase a lot. He wanted it. He wanted me to. Really? That's the end of the negotiation? That's your answer to finding a good man is whatever this guy wants. You know, please save me. I throw myself at the mercy of a man's wallet and future, you know? Buy me a house, put me in a car, you know? This is a problem.
Those are the lucky bitches.
Yeah. But they think that that's it. You know, that's all they have to do is just, you know, give a man what he wants, pop out some babies, and they're set.
Yep.
That is not a good plan at all.
That's the worst one.
It's the worst one. You're creating liability. You're creating these little people. You're bringing them into the world, into this mess now, because you actually don't have it all worked out with this guy. You know? You don't discriminate, really. You know?
And to me, there's 2 sacred things. 2. There's marriage and bringing life into the world.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of women who don't give a fuck about getting married and have babies by motherfuckers that don't even have jobs.
Yeah, crazy. You know, I would say the most sacred of those 2 is bringing life into this world. People don't take that serious enough. And, you know, I have a son, and, you know, I'm always thankful for that. Would I have had him later in life? Yes, that would be great. I think a lot of young people, we miss that, you know, when we're young, and a lot of girls especially, they think it's just the greatest thing to have a kid. When they're teenagers and they see their friends getting pregnant, or then they're in their early 20s and their biological clock starts ticking at various times, they really think they want to go out and get pregnant. They say things like, oh, my grandma had a kid at 17, and look at us, we're all fine. And it's like, no, you're not fine. You don't understand. Times were different then, too. You know, that was back in the day when dad takes a shotgun and makes, you know, the guy marry your grandma.
Oh, yeah. You actually had to get married to get pussy.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the perks.
Yeah. and people don't understand, you know, social structure, economics. Depend on us raising children together. Marriage was that thing there's a contract that says, look,
the glue.
It's the glue that keeps you, you know, yeah, it should be love, but that's fantasy, okay? So let's be realistic here. We needed to put it in writing so that guys didn't just hit it and leave. So that there was support and food for these little bastards. Because guess what happens? The town ends up taking care of your children when the dad doesn't. Okay, and actually, let me tell a little story how I think this all came about. I think marriage was invented by women. Actually, I think that, you know, there's that story of, you know, men invented it, treating women like property. I don't think so. I think it goes back way before that. Okay, that was a little more modern interpretation of it. But I think it goes back way older than that, when pre buildings, okay, like pre houses, like humans were just, you know, grazing on the grass and picking berries and nuts and fucking killing dinosaurs or whatever, okay, and women were just noticing men, and they were having hormones, and men had hormones, and then all of a sudden the men would go, ooh, yeah, you know, and then the woman would be, oh, God, and then the guy would go to the next town or whatever, you know, and we learned whatever tricks made women want to give it up, and women learned that they liked getting fucked, and then all of a sudden, something happened. They started growing bellies, and they were getting pregnant, And then the other women in the town were like, "Oh, you bitch, you got pregnant, you're bringing another kid in." And I think they all had to take care of the baby. And I think, you know, the parents would have to take care of their pregnant daughter.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just everyone was fed up of all these pregnant daughters being the responsibility of the town and the older women in the town and the family. And the dads were never around. And I think somebody finally got a plan together that said, "Look, we can't let guys go around fucking everybody. I know that that's what we did in the good old days, but
mammals.
Yeah, but now we've got to make them stick together. We've got to tell them you can't get this and just leave. You got to stick around and help us hunt and gather food if you're going to impregnate my daughter." You know, I think there was some kind of thing there, and so we had to start limiting their options and saying, you know, you can't just run off. And I'm pretty sure there was some murders involved to really solidify that, you know. The first few cavemen or whatever that ran off got their heads bashed in with a club, and then everyone started learning, okay, no more hit it and quit it. But I'm pretty sure hit it and quit it used to be the name of the game, and everybody got tired of raising other people's kids.
Yeah.
And now it's not like that anymore. Point being, so women who just take it lightly that they're going to bring a baby into the world nowadays.
Yep.
That's crazy. You're operating in the opposite direction of thousands of years of evolution. You're taking everything, you know, humanity has achieved and try to design and make a better world and society. You're taking it all the way.
Yep.
And all these lies the media's feeding you, saying you don't need a man to raise a child. Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they're just, and then the men are getting away with what they used to. Hit it and quit it. Moving on. But here's the problem. A lot of men aren't wanting to hit it and quit it. I see a lot of men actually wanting to be dads, wanting to be there for their children, and for some reason the family courts and the media and women seem to not want that.
Yeah.
They tear apart your family. They tell you that it's your right as a woman to have all the money and keep the baby the whole time and make the dad pay you money. Since when did having, you know, from a distance now, you know, and the glue used to be, in exchange for you sticking around and feeding your child and taking care of him, you get to fuck the mom anytime you want. And, you know, take care of her too. Take her off our hands and go make a little home for you guys, you know? You're the dad. You run shit now. This is your family. That just doesn't happen anymore, man.
Nope.
The family courts are designed to, like, separate the parents. They just want, you know, the mom to have the kid and get all the money, you know? Generally speaking.
Yeah, I've actually been on both sides of that fence. I was on the side where I was paying child support. I walk in the building. They treat me like shit. Then I got custody of my daughter, and I go in the same building, the same people smiling at me, offering me all kinds of programs and different things that they weren't offering me before. So, I mean, I think in the court system, as far as kids are concerned, there is a bias. There's an absolute bias.
There's a bias, and sometimes there's always these exceptions, like in your case where, you know, when the dad has custody, then they treat him right, you know.
Yeah.
But it's slanted. We all know it is, you know. Hopefully that's changing. You know, I'm not going to say it's always going to be that way, but it just seems like there's a conspiracy to break families up, you know, and actually tell people that to not get married, to not support their children together, and try to make it work.
I think the answer to all this is just wrap it up. Don't fucking have kids, because a lot of these kids are made from people being fuck buddies anyway. People who never were gonna be together anyway, and they're just fucking and being irresponsible and having these kids. And the chick is like, "Oh man, he's such a deadbeat." Well, he wasn't shit when you were fucking him. He's just some good dick.
Yeah, you knew that. I mean, you know,
it shocks me how bitches know the shit. They know what they're getting into, and they choose to do it, and then they have bad results, and then they
blame someone else. Yeah. Let me tell you, man. If I had a vagina, and I was in charge of a people-making factory in my womb, okay, I would not be just throwing it around everywhere with the risk of popping out another person.
Yep.
Knowing that puts my health at risk, knowing that makes me now liable for 2 mouths to feed, 2 people to house, someone to babysit, you know, not just the mental and physical strain that it puts on your body. I know that being a mom's a son of a bitch. I wouldn't want to do it, you know, but if you know that's coming, women, why do you throw the pussy around? Why do you just fuck any guy that comes along and sweet talks you?
Yep.
You know,
and
take some responsibility. Why don't you fuck a man that has a car? Why don't you fuck a man that has a job? Why don't you fuck a man that doesn't already have kids? Why don't you fuck a man that's not married? You know, be more choosy with the puss. Don't just be like, oh, I'm horny, I deserve to fuck too. No slut shaming here. I'm gonna hop on some dick. Oh, you know, it's crazy. You know, we have less to lose than you. We're guys. We can fucking get you pregnant, and then we're long gone. We're in another state, whatever. That's not the right thing to do, but it happens, and it's easy for us, so we don't worry about it. Don't wait for us to wrap it up and worry about it. Don't wait for us to pull out, or whatever you think we're going to do. Don't think we're going to be responsible because we're scared to have kids. Guys aren't scared to have kids. We should be, but you should be more scared than a guy to have kids. It's your body. It's your life that's going to be ruined.
I was telling someone at the end of the day, after all this, whatever you want to say, women ultimately make the choice. They are the last part of the equation.
They're actually the first person to choose to have sex, and they're the last person to choose what's going to go down and if they're going to get pregnant or not. You know, whether they know it or not, whether they admit it. It's all in your hands, in your legs. It's all there. It's your vagina, you know, unless you're legitimately raped. Stop him. Don't let him fuck you until he comes. Don't let him enter you without a condom. Don't not be on birth control and be having sex. Sex is one of those weird things that just hijacks our brains as men and women. And, you know, as fuck crazy as men are, as horny as we get, I think women lose their damn minds when they're horny. They do way more stupid shit than we do. They hop in the car with guys who could be rapists and serial killers. They just fuck without condoms. They get pregnant. It's just like shit that men wouldn't even do. We don't even lose our minds that much when we're horny. It's crazy. It's crazy how it makes us act. You know, as a dad, I don't have a daughter, but I imagine I would lose my mind. You know, all the things I know that go on, especially in the world today, and how guys are, you know, you can tell girls till you're blue in the face what's right and wrong and all this stuff, and they still want to go out and fuck that cute guy that they like, or whatever guy that makes them giggle, you know, and that's not good for you.
Nope, it's
not the way to handle your body.
Look at TV and how everything's sold with half-naked women and
Kardashians, Miley Cyrus, and so women are rewarded in the media. They think that that showing off their naked body is the way to go, and that making a sex object of themselves is the way to go. And feminists will tell you that's man's plan for women. I don't know. It's
women
not.
Doing it. They agree to it.
You're pimping yourselves out. You are doing that. You like the attention. You like sex. You need to take responsibility for your actions. And, you know, if you want that shit to stop, it's only women that are going to stop it. You know, men aren't in control of that shit. You know,
we're just hunting.
We're just doing what we do.
We're hunting, and
you're either going to let us or you're not.
It's yes or no.
We can only get away with as much as we can, but we're not the masters of it. We're not the guys who are going to put our foot down and stop us. You know, you guys are going to have to stop us.
So all you dumb bitches on social media or wherever blaming men for all your problems, just remember, you were in the beginning and the end of the equation.
You were the chooser. You chose
this person. If you met a guy and he had some nice J's on, but he didn't have a job, and you fucked him without a condom, if he doesn't take care of his kid, why are you shocked? If you met a guy, you're like, oh, I love the rims on his car. He has a nice car, but he lives with his mom, and then he doesn't take care of his kid when it's born, you fucking should have known better.
You should have known better.
And then there are the handful of women who say, okay, he's got his shit together, and then they exploit this man for his resources. That's wrong too.
That's wrong too.
There's somewhere in the middle where people are doing it right and they have their shit together and they're making kids and they're doing the right thing. There's a small amount of them at this point. All you new motherfuckers is fucking up the game.
That's true. It's like there is. I'm not saying that all men are innocent. There's some fucked up dudes out there. You know, there's some dudes out there that are lying their ass off to women to get laid. They're just lying and they're saying, oh yeah, I got a condom on, and you know, oh, I'm gonna pull out. You know, they're saying that stuff. But ladies, you gotta be smarter than the man. You gotta know that you're the prey, we're the predators. You gotta know that a guy is gonna lie his ass off to any way he can, you know. And then women say, you know, oh, I had an abusive boyfriend. He ruined my life because he beat me and then beat the kid. Get the fuck away from him. Exactly. If he beats you, you know. If he didn't murder you, then he just beat you. Well, then you had a chance to get away, you know. Once again, it goes back to women making choices that are unhealthy for themselves and blaming the men. It's like they expect leadership to come from the man, and you shouldn't. You should not expect leadership for your life to come from the man. And it sucks because then on the other end of it, you have women that totally disrespect men, totally want to take advantage of men, and they make good men pay for, you know, idiots. For the idiots that, you know, did not have your best, you know, your best outcome, your health in their mind. You know, they weren't looking out for you. And but you make the guys who are looking out for you pay. And that's not fair, you know.
I've seen situations with women that I liked when I was younger, wouldn't give me the time of day. They had a kid or two by some fucking idiots. And all of a sudden they want to come back and be like, oh, I was wrong, and you got a car, you have a nice place. No, bitch, it's too late.
It's too late.
I don't want you or your fucking baggage.
Yeah, you're ruined now.
Yeah, fuck that. You know, and women do that all the time. It seems like the only time women really like nice guys is when they have problems that need to be solved. That can only be solved by a nice guy who's got resources for them to use. And you know, sometimes they don't even end up even loving these guys. They just love the opportunity.
Here's the thing. I drew this up once, so I can explain it real nice, though. There's a whore curve. And, you know, girls start off at a certain level on the, you know, on the flat line there, and you start curving up, and they get more and more curious about sex, and they start, you know, having sex, and then all of a sudden they start fucking everybody at the peak. They're their most sexual that they're ever going to be in life. And they hit the peak of the whore curve, and they're just like, oh yeah, promiscuity, I'm fucking this guy, I'm fucking that guy, and all this stuff. Well, guess what? You get pregnant. You get pregnant, and then your life starts to change, and you start the decline of the whore curve. Now, you might still be a hoe and out there fucking around, but eventually, life catches up with your ass, and it brings you down to the point where you're a hoe in reform now, and not because you learned your lesson, because you have to be. Because now life has aged you, and you have baggage, and you got children, and you've learned your lesson around this whole whore curve, and you're just like, now you're on the other end, and you're back to being not a whore, but... You know, who wants the whore at that point in their life?
Nobody
wants
recovery. Nobody wants that all the time.
Some guys do. Some thank God do. For some guys.
Some guys see that as a market of, well, I don't know, she'll date me because she has a...
Guess what guys are in that market? The ones who couldn't fuck you anywhere else on that curve.
Boom. This is true.
That's the truth.
That is the truth. These bitches
Hashtag truth.
So, you know, and that sucks, you know, and that whole thing with nice guys finish last, I absolutely believe that shit, you know, because this is the thing that women have confused. In nature, the alpha male is the guy that the women want. They want this guy, he protects them,
suckers
and
for
he's... You know, he's around, which is good. That's nature. But this is where they got it confused. They took these thug... bad boy types, and they confused him with what an alpha male is. An alpha male wasn't just a tough guy. He was the guy that takes care of home. He's the guy that took care of things. They've taken the taking care of things right out of the equation and just looked at the tough guy.
As far as humans go, the alpha male should be the guy that takes care of things.
Exactly.
But in all honesty, as far as animal sexuality in the animal sexual kingdom and humans, if you think about, you know, when it all starts in high school and stuff, they always went after the jocks. And the jocks are idiots. And the jocks don't care about you. And the jocks did just want to fuck. And these are all stereotypes. You see them in every 80s comedy. But guess what? It's true. It's based on reality. It's a comedy version of reality. These are all lessons those writers grew up with and had to learn. That's why they put it in the movie. That's why it's in there. It's not just a stupid comedy movie, okay? You watch the Porky's, American Pie, or movies like that, you know, guys are just trying to go out and get the rocks off. And guess what? The little loser nerd guys, they have to fight for it while the fucking jocks go and they get their pick of the litter. And this is how it works in nature. There's these lizards, okay? There's these lizards that have different colored bellies. And the alpha males have a certain color. I think it's like yellow or something. And they walk around and they get to punk everybody. They just toss the other males aside and they just grab the women. They're like, I'm going to mate with you, you know? And that's just how it is. Well, then you got the other guys who are like second rate, and then they get the leftovers from the other guys, and they go in and they get punked by the alphas males. As long as they're not competing with the alphas for a girl, they can go get a girl too.
Yep.
Well, then you got your C rank guys, these little blue collar lizards. Okay. Well, they apparently learned to disguise themselves like these female lizards, so that they can mix in with the bunch, and they had to get their pussy on the low. They had to actually blend in with the females to fool the alpha males so that they wouldn't get run off. And the alpha males would keep their little harem of lizard women. And in that harem would be these secret little guys that were smaller framed and wimpier, and they blend in with the women. But they would go and procreate with the women on the low. I think that's just funny because we see stuff like that happen in nature. You know, you got these nerdy little guys, and then they have their little female friends, and they're just hoping. And they're just hoping that they get that chance to get in there and get some. And little do women know that is probably the guy that's going to take care of you when you're older, you know?
Yep.
That's the guy that's going to buy you a house and a car and take care of your kids and not leave you for some other bitch.
Yep.
Because he has a brain and he has a heart. And these other guys that are just full of themselves, that's what they're full of themselves. You know, you're not going to get anything from them. You know, everybody wants something in exchange for something in the world of romance.
Yep.
And what you ladies want for what you're giving away, it does not even out. Okay, you're not going to get what you're after by giving up the pussy. You're just not. You're not going to go impress that guy by taking it in the butt and sucking his dick. He's not going to love you because of that. Okay, either he's going to love you because he loves you because you're an awesome person, or not. He's not going to love you any more or less because you fucked him so good. You know, I mean, that's a bonus. That's a great bonus.
It's definitely a bonus.
And don't let me get you wrong. I like to go out and meet girls that want to impress me that way. But I'm the guy. Of course I do. I'm not going to be their boyfriend, though.
Exactly.
I'll tell you right now. Not going to do it. In fact, that might even hurt your chances of fucking me right away. I'm just being honest, you know?
Well,
that's just how it is.
That pretty much does it. We got that point across.
Yeah, I hope we've ruined all your fantasies, women, of just going out and whoring yourselves out and getting men that way. It's not going to work out.
It's not going to work. Only for the short
If you find
term.
yourself in a situation where you're blaming men are dogs, men are pigs, you know, you're just saying that because you exhausted everything you had to give, and you didn't get what you wanted in return. If you got what you wanted in return, you wouldn't be saying that, okay?
Exactly.
And I bet you the guy didn't tell you he was going to give you anything in return.
Exactly.
And that's the point that I know a lot of women have made with me in the past. They just assume I'm their boyfriend. I didn't say I was your boyfriend, you know. You just assume I'm going to do something for you because you did something. No. You know, get this shit in verbal communication. Get this shit in writing or something. I gave
you the pussy. I deserve this.
You don't get anything that I didn't say I was going to give you, okay? There's no relationship if there's no relationship. You don't assume anything. You're not going to get treated equally unless you ask for that treatment.
Unless you demand it.
Yeah, you got to demand it. Men are pretty demanding about what we want. You know, we come full forward. We're straight for what we want. Hey, give it to me. You know, if you give it up, that's your bad. We didn't. All bets are off. We didn't say, you know, you get something special for that. We just said we wanted that, and you gave it to us.
Exactly.
So
all right.
Get what you really deserve. You know, if that's what you deserve. Otherwise, you're just gonna get what you deserve, not what you want.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out.